Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Spirit Garage. Today is one of our Coffeehouse Worship Sundays, which means that basically we're going to have songs and poems around a specific theme. Today's theme, as you can see up on the screens, is You Are Here, which always reminds me of that old adage that wherever you go, there you are. And so we're glad that you're here. If it's your first time here, special welcome. We're glad that you showed up. We're all pretty friendly folks, even if we are hot and sweaty. Today's not that bad. Today feels good in here. If you're looking for a bathroom, you can find a gender-neutral bathroom if you go out this back way around here. Go down this hallway to the end of the hall, and then we have gender-specific bathrooms downstairs. And also, we have coffee and donuts, and since it is Coffeehouse Worship Sunday, it is especially appropriate that you help yourselves to coffee and donuts. So feel free to do that. We're going to start by singing a song. You can always sing along with us, the people who are singing, and we're going to have the words up here on the screen. This is a Mason Jennings song that's based on the teachings of a spiritualist named Ram Dass, and it's called Be Here Now. So if you catch on, feel free to sing along. Just moving that. Be here now, no other place to be. Just sit there dreaming of how life would be if we were somewhere better, somewhere far, away from all these worries. Well, here we are. You are the love of my life. Be here now, no other place to be. All the doubts that linger, just set them free and let good things happen. Let the future come into each moment like a rising sun. You are the love of my life. You are the love of my life. Yeah, you know we are. Sun comes up and we start again. 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 And it's all new today. And all we have to say is be here now. Be here now, no other place to be. This whole world keeps changing. Come change with me. Everything that's happened, all that's yet to come, is here inside this moment. It's the only one. You are the love of my life. You are the love of my life. Yeah, you know you are. Sun comes up and we start again. 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 And it's all new today. And all we have to say is be here now.
Yes, very nice. Thank you. Hello, good morning. My name is Holly, and I'm the pastor of Spirit Garage, and welcome to Spirit Garage. As Justin said, or if you missed it, we are in our Coffeehouse Worship today. And that means we do things a little bit differently. Instead of a message and communion, it's just going to be all poetry all the time, and music in the poetry too. And then we've got Maris over here doing some live painting, so keep an eye on the work that she's going to be doing throughout this hour as well. And let's take a moment to take some deep breaths together and recognize the God who welcomes us here today. Deep breaths first. Breathe in the breath of God and breathe that back out into the world. Breathe in God's peace and breathe that back out into the world. Breathe in God's grace and breathe that back out into the world as we know that it's God it's going to happen. You always got to have a smoker near you. It is windy. And you're going to have to come over and cup your hands around it like the 90s. Yeah. God said, it is a new candle, so there's some wax on the let there be light in the beginning. Oh, and then it went out. And God created light, and God is still creating. And then God is still moving over the face of the waters, still igniting and igniting, and still liberating us in all kinds of ways every day. Sometimes it just takes a little to keep that It is the bands. Yeah. Make that not go right here. Well, okay. Thanks, Fred. So our theme today, it's just the way it's going to be today. Our theme today, as we said, is Be Here Now. And here's where the inspiration from this came from is from a book by Padraig Otuma, who's a poet, an Irish poet, and has a book called In the Shelter. And this is one of the short essays that's in there. I'm going to read to you a small part of it. I remember reading through an old National Geographic magazine. There was a story in it about a photojournalist who was returning after many years' absence to Papua New Guinea, where she'd grown up. She had taken pictures of a remote area of jungle. When she lived there as a child, her parents had worked as medics or missionaries, I forget the details, among a nomadic tribal group who moved between different homelands depending on the season. And she recalled the language of her youth, a language she had learned from her friends. There was no word for hello in this local language in Papua New Guinea. Instead, upon seeing someone, one simply said, "You are here." And the answer, as I recall it, was equally straightforward. Yes, I am. Whether by fact or by fiction, it remains that for decades I have thought of the words, "You are here," and "Yes, I am," as a good starting place to begin something that might be called prayer. Where is it that we are when we pray? We are obviously in a place where we are, here, for instance. However, we are often in many places. We are saying to ourselves, I should be somewhere else, or I should be someone else, or I am not where I say that I am. In prayer, to begin where you are is not a poor beginning. To begin where you are not is a poor beginning. To begin where you are may take courage or compromise or painful truth-telling. Whatever it takes, it is wise to begin here. The only place to begin is where I am, and whether by desire or by disaster, I am here. My being here is not dependent upon my recognition of the fact I am here anyway, but it might help if I learn to look around. And the first poem we're going to hear that fits in with that theme, You Are Here, is you reading this, Stop. Don't just stay tangled up in your life, out there in some river or cave where you could have been. Some absolute lonely dawn may arrive and begin your story that means what everything is about. So don't just look either. Let your whole self drift like a breath and learn its way down through the trees. Let that fine waterfall smoke filter its gone, magnified presence all through the forest. Stand there till all that you were can wander away and come back slowly, carrying a strange new flavor into your life. Feel it? That's what we mean. So don't just read this. Rub your thought over it. Now you can go on.
Have you ever wandered lonely through the woods? And everything there feels just as it should. Part of life there, part of something good. If you've ever wandered lonely through the woods. Ooh, if you've ever wandered lonely through the woods. Have you ever stared into a starry sky? Lying on your back, you're asking why. What's the purpose? I wonder, who am I? If you've ever stared into a starry sky. Ooh, have you ever stared into a starry sky? Have you ever been out walking in the snow? Tried to get back where you were before? You always end up not knowing where to go. If you've ever been out walking in the snow. Ooh, if you've ever been out walking, you would know.
lost. Lost by David Wagner. Stand still. The trees ahead and bushes beside you are not lost. Wherever you are is called here, and you must treat it as a powerful stranger. Must ask permission to know it and be known. The forest breathes. Listen, it answers. I have made this place around you. If you leave it, you may come back again, saying, here. No two trees are the same to raven. No two branches are the same to wren. If what a tree or a bush does is lost on you, you are surely lost. Stand still. The forest knows where you are. You must let it find you.
Be still and know that I'm with you. Be still and know that I am here. Be still and know that I'm with you. Be still and know. When darkness comes upon you and covers you with fear and shame, be still and know that I'm with you, and I will say your name. If terror falls upon your bed and sleep no longer comes, remember all the words I said. Be still and know. And when you go through the valley and the shadow comes down from the hill, if morning never comes to be still, be still, be still. If you forget the way to go and lose where you come from, if no one is standing beside you, be still and know I am. Be still and know that I'm with you. Be still and know I am.
From Psalm 139. O Lord, you have searched me and you know me. You know when I sit down and when I rise up. You discern my thoughts from far away. You search out my path and my lying down and are acquainted with all of my ways. Even before a word is on my tongue, O Lord, you know it completely. You hem me in behind and before, and lay your hand upon me. Such knowledge is too wonderful for me. It is so high, I cannot attain it.
Here's a song which I've asked Lisa and Aaron to help lead us sing on. And it's a song by a super group of sorts called Case Lang Veers, which is Jenny Case, Katie Lang, and Laura Veers. And as soon as I'm in tune, we'll start it. You'll get the point of the song very quickly, so I don't need to explain.
I want to be here with you, not bracing for what comes next. I got some new words I can see sideways. If there's a limit, it hasn't found me yet. My friend is an artist, doesn't fit in, lost a front tooth, can't keep a job. But the things you make are so beautiful, they bring me joy. Don't you ever stop. The hungry fools who rule the world can't catch us. Surely they can ruin everything. I wanna be here with you, not bracing for what comes next. The hungry fools who rule the world can't catch us. Surely they can ruin everything. I wanna be here with you, not bracing for what comes next. I wanna be here with you, not bracing for what comes next. I got some new words I can see sideways. If there's a limit, it hasn't found me yet.
Where can I go from your spirit, or where can I flee from your presence? If I ascend to heaven, you are there. If I make my bed in Sheol, you are there. If I take the wings of the morning and settle at the farthest limits of the sea, even there your hand shall lead me, and your right hand shall hold me fast. If I say, surely the darkness shall cover me, and night wraps itself around me, even the darkness is not dark to you. The night is as bright as the day, for darkness is as light to you.
I'd like to invite, this one. I'd like to invite this one. It's a song by a group called Story Hill. You may be watching from a safe distance. You may be so close you can taste the blood. You may have headed for higher ground. You may be drowning in the flood. No matter what you do, love will find you. You may have lost what little faith you had. You may believe with all your heart. You may be pulling yourself together again. You may be falling apart. No matter what you do, love will find you. Oh, there we are. One of you sees that love's a long-lost friend. One of you can't recognize her face. One of you runs to her with open arms. One of you falls down in disgrace. No matter what you do, love will find you. You may see a million different gateways home. You may think there's only one way through. You may be waiting for the kingdom to come. You may believe it's in you. No matter what you do, love will find you. No matter what you do, love will find you. One more. No matter what you do, love will find you. Love will find you. Love will find you.
Who made the world? Who made the swan and the black bear? Who made the grasshopper? This grasshopper, I mean, the one who has flung herself out on the grass, the one who is eating sugar out of my hand, who is moving her jaws back and forth instead of up and down, who is gazing around with her enormous and complicated eyes. Now she lifts her pale forearms and thoroughly washes her face. Now she snaps her wings open and floats away. I don't know exactly what prayer is. I do know how to pay attention, how to fall down into the grass, how to kneel in the grass, how to be idle and blessed, how to stroll through the fields, which is what I have been doing all day. Tell me, what else should I have done? Doesn't everything die at last and too soon? Tell me, what is it you plan to do with your one wild and precious life?
You can get lost in the music for hours, honey. You can get lost in a room. We can play music for hours and hours, but the sun will be coming up soon. The world's still spinning a little too fast. If things don't slow it down soon, we might not last. So just for a moment, let's be still.
You can get lost in the music for hours, honey. You can get lost in a room. We can play music for hours and hours, but the sun will still be coming up soon.
The world's not forgiving of everyone's fears. The days turn into months, the months turn into years. So just for a moment, let's be still. Let's tear it down so we can rebuild. And all this time it's just circles in my mind. So just for a moment, just for one moment, just for a moment, let's be still. 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 The world's just spinning a little too fast. If things don't slow it down soon, we might not last. The world's not forgiving of everyone's tears. The days turn into months, the months turn into years. So just for a moment, let's be still. Just for a moment, let's be still. Just for a moment, let's be still. Just for a moment, let's be still.
For it was you who formed my inward parts. You knit me together in my mother's womb. I praise you, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Wonderful are your works, that I know very well. My frame was not hidden from you when I was being made in secret, intricately woven in the depths of the earth. Your eyes beheld my unformed substance. In your book were written all the days that were formed for me, when none of them as yet existed. How weighty to me are your thoughts, O God! How vast is the sum of them! I try to count them. They are more than the sand. I come to the end. I am still with you.
So this song is a song by a friend of the Spirit Garage, Jonathan Rundman, a local singer-songwriter, and now pastor. Right? Isn't that weird? But I think Jonathan wrote this as one of those songs where, like, someone wanted him to write a song that was word for word the psalm, because it's very literally like the psalm that we just heard translated. So the easiest part for you to know is the chorus when we get to the chorus. And so I'll sing it here once at the beginning, and then every time I sing it going forward, just join with me. It's the easiest part. Here we go. Lord, you knew me in my mother's womb. I am fearfully and wonderfully made. And the darkness is not dark to you, and the night is as bright as the day. Oh Lord, you have searched me. You know when I rise. You discern my thoughts from far away. Lord, you knew me in my mother's womb. I am fearfully and wonderfully made. And the darkness is not dark to you, and the night is as bright as the day. Before I can speak, you know every word. You protect me on my every side. I cannot imagine, I cannot attain knowledge you're so wonderfully high. Lord, you knew me in my mother's womb. I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. and the darkness is not dark to you, and the night is as bright as the day. I cannot flee your spirit if I rise to heaven, if I make my bed of death at last, if I beat the sunrise far across the ocean, even there your right hand holds me fast. Lord, you knew me in my mother's womb. I am fearfully and wonderfully made, and the darkness is not dark to you, and the night is as bright as the day. How wonderful you are, this I know so well. In the secret, in the depths of earth, even then you saw me. You wrote down my days, many pages long before my birth. Lord, you knew me in my mother's womb. I am fearfully and wonderfully made, and the darkness is not dark to you, and the night is as bright as the day. Oh Lord, how I try to number all your thoughts, counting all the wondrous things you do. They are like the grains of sand on the ocean floor, and when I reach the end, I'm still with you. Lord, you knew me in my mother's womb. I am fearfully and wonderfully made, and the darkness is not dark to you, and the night is as bright as the day.
Spending time in a little bit of a different prayer now than the poetry and the music. We lift up our world and all of the things that happen in it, all of the environmental hazards and the joys of weather and places where there is turmoil and places where there is joy, places where there are people suffering, and places where we find, well, actually we find love in all of those places. We ask for people to know your presence, God, in each one of those places, whether their candles light or not, to feel your presence in the lights that they see, in the wind that they feel, even if it's from a fan, and in the presence of the people around them, a creating and inspiring and liberating presence always. We also pray for people here in this city and for people here in this community. We pray for Steve as he continues to recover from his back surgery. And we pray for Melissa, who is also recovering from surgery, and for many others who are live with chronic pain, deal with chronic health issues and mental health issues. In all of those places, help your presence to be known, help healing to happen and be experienced. We also pray today for Melanie, who is here with us for the last time as a resident before she moves to California. We ask you to be with her in her new life, and we send her with all of our blessings and hope she'll join us online. for all of these things and whatever else you can see that we need, God, we know that you are here with us. And we, as we try to be here now, we are here. And yes, you are. Amen. One final poem before we do one final song. You reading this, Be Ready, by William Stafford. Starting here, what do you want to remember? How sunlight creeps along a shining floor? What scent of old wood hovers? What softened sound from outside fills the air? Will you ever bring a better gift for the world than the breathing respect you carry wherever you go right now? Are you waiting for time to show you some better thoughts? When you turn around, starting here, lift this new glimpse that you found, carry it into the evening, all that you want from this day. This interval you spent reading or hearing this, keep it for life. What can anyone give you greater than now, starting here, right in this room, when you turn around?
A woman on the radio talks about revolution when it's already passed her by. Bob Dylan didn't have this to sing about. You know it feels good to be alive. I was alive and I waited. I was alive and I waited for this right here, right now. There is no other place I'd rather be. Right here, right now, watching the world wake up from history. Drum break. I saw the decade end when it seemed the world could change in the blink of an eye. And if that ain't anything, then there's your sign. Of the times all my life and I've waited. I was alive and I waited for this. Right here, right now. There is no other place I'd rather be. Right here, right now. Watching the world wake up from history. I was alive and I waited. I was alive and I waited for this. Right here, right now. There is no other place I'd rather be. Right here, right now. Watching the world wake up from history. Right here, right now. There is no other place I'd rather be. Right here, right now, watching the world wake up from history.
Amen. All right. We have announcements now. So, yes, it is the 10th today. That means next week after worship, there is well, it's not after worship, it's at 2 o'clock. So if you care to get your hands dirty and dig in the dirt, it'd be helpful to be here and hang out with, that's the problem with this, yeah. That happened last week too, I forgot to tell you. Helpful to help out the Solomon's Porch folks in keeping our grounds clean and also get to know folks a little bit. And so they're doing that at 2 o'clock next week. I think there'll be ice cream. So go to brunch, and then come back here and do some gardening and get to know people. It'd be great. I will not be here with you because I'm going on vacation. So the next thing that's probably on the next slide is the podcast discussion, which is the night that I come back. So we chose the next one to be The Rise and Fall of Mars Hill. It's a pretty interesting podcast about a church out in Seattle. I think it has interesting things to say to a lot of things in our day and time that we're living in. So it says that we're going to meet at Solomon's Porch, but we're actually going to meet in my backyard. And so if you need an address for that new place, feel free to hit me up for an address. I think it's in the weekly email, though, and we'll get that switched. And then 2 nights later, on that Friday night, we're going to have an open mic night that these two are going to host. So if you feel like bringing a song or a poem or a joke or a funny story, a moth story or whatever.
Human trick.
Yeah. You could show your double-jointed elbows or whatever. So come out for that. I think that you could probably even come tell them what song you want to sing, and they might be able to pull it up
Something will happen.
and get chords and, and do like karaoke, except if it happens to be in 3/4 time or something, that makes it a little tricky.
No, we're good.
The 24th also, Peter's going to lead a group paddling after church, so go get some lunch at Bread and Pickle or bring your own lunch along, and then you can bring your own kayak or paddleboard or rent one from Lake Harriet and hang out for a couple hours on the water. And the week after that, the final week of Sunday, we have a installation service. It'll be a normal service, but then we'll be installing Justin as the deacon in this church, in his role as a music director. And we'll tell you all about what a deacon is. And we'll also install Jason too. And also Peter Wiemeyer took over Jason's role on Drivetrain, but he's not going to be here that day, so we'll just nod in that direction and say that happened too. That's probably all the announcements that are coming up, right? Because that gets us through July. But I do want to say, that's an important one. Boy, if I said that in front of people from the West Coast, forgot that one. I don't hear it in my voice very often, but I heard it then. Anyway, there's a art show that'll happen in here that's going to be artists from Spirit Garage and Solomon's Porch. And Spidey right over here, who's talking to Adrian, is the person who is helping to curate that. So if you have stuff that you would like to put up on the walls, be in touch with her. It's due the 25th so that we can get things curated and hung we'll have an opening on the 18th, but it'll be hung before that. Okay. And then Melanie, who, like I said, I didn't know that I was going to get choked up, but she is here with us for her last time before she heads west to California, speaking of people who make fun of you for accents. And just really had a really great job opportunity that she couldn't say no to. So if you ever head west, go find her at the Monterey Aquarium. I know, right? It's dreamy. It's a dream job. So, but I'm just really sad that you're not going to be with us anymore. So we send you with all kinds of blessings as you drive out of town. She has a friend with her helping her pack today. So send your well wishes to her before you leave today. And as I said, I'm gonna hit the road in about an hour and drive to Colorado and be gone for about 8-9 days, something like that. So while I'm gone, you can contact Justin or Pastor Meta, and if if I have to be contacted, one of these two will contact me. Otherwise, I'm going to turn apps off and try really hard to be gone for a little while. All right, thanks for being here today. I thought we were going to have 16. We had more, so I'm happy about that. Go in peace.